Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. In the last part we started our journey through the Pokemon Contest Spectacular Circuit here in Hoenn, and now it's time for us to actively go finish this quest line off today. It's going to be most of what we focus on today, but not everything. With that said, welcome to the fourth and final of the contest halls that are in the game. We've entered the Lily Cove one now, which I don't think actively has an item for us to grab, but I'm just showcasing all of them just to say, hey, there they all are. They're pretty much the same, but there are some notable differences in the NPCs and all that. I think that there were technically more NPCs in each of these over in Ruby, Sapphire, and especially Emerald, but it's been so long at this point, I don't entirely remember. Because let's see, that Emerald playthrough I did for stream to prepare for the Platinum LP eventually was around the same time I did Soul Silver, so that was like, what, 3 years ago now, just about? So, we're now entering Blaze into the fourth and final rank of the contests, the Master Rank. Like I mentioned last time, you can kind of float about in normal and super rank contests with whatever moveset you really had going on as long as it has moves relevant to the contest stat in question. But for Hyper and especially Master Rank, you need to not only have a moveset planned out, but you need to make sure you have your contest stat in question not only maxed out, but probably at least the two adjacent stats with a pretty good boost just to help you along the way. If you're using a Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution, make sure they have their Mega Stone, and if you're not, try to have the equivalent Scarf just so you can get that 20-point bonus added to your score outright, as that can make the difference between failure and success in especially the final contest we end up showing off here in the LP. With that said, expect to have some trouble along the way all the same, as the fact that your opponents are randomly selected from a list means you not only have no idea what to expect going in, but depending on what moves you're running and what you run into as opponents, you might just get into a bad position of, I was doing really well until the opponent used this move and it threw off my rhythm entirely, and thus I just lose that one. But since you don't have to worry about win streaks like you would over in the Battle Maison, losses are nowhere near as costly here. It's just an annoying loss of time in that case, which, oh no, you lost a challenge, what will you do? In fact, I think I technically end up losing this specific one, albeit just barely. The main reason I left it in that case is because there actually is a unique cutscene at the end of a contest for losing at least the first time around. But this also works really good as a showcase of just how close things can get, even if you're really prepared for what you're going into. Though not for nothing, I think if I had actively had the Scarf on, I would have won this one, because Clayton and Heracles just barely edged me out. But even then, look at the scores, it was a really close game all around. Thank you for participating. Oh, by the way, someone wants to see you in the green room. Whee! Kyle, aw, that's a real shame about today. Oh, that's it. Your story today is, I won't give up. The first tears fall. Don't feel too bad. This is an important step everyone has to take to become a star. Let me think. It'd probably be easier for you to win if you gave your Pokemon more Pokeblocks. Pokeblocks are pretty important since they let you raise your Pokemon's conditions. Even if your moves aren't quite up to snuff, you might still be able to squeak through a contest with good enough conditions. Here, try making a Pokeblock from this and give it to your Pokemon for me, okay? But it is Kyle we're talking about. I'm sure you can win next time. Don't give up. Oh, trust me, we're not, because I'm getting the reward for mastering every single master rank. Like we talked about in the Battle Maison, ultimately Pokemon's mechanics are a lot more luck-based than a lot of other RPGs, but there is still strategy you can do to help mitigate that. I'd say just because of the more closed-in nature of the mechanics, it's easier to form a strategy largely in the contests than it would be in any competitive or super post-game tier actual normal combat mechanics in the series. Helps that there's only 4 participants in any given contest, as opposed to most formats of multiplayer or otherwise where you can have upwards of 12 participants. Since you don't have to worry as much about a total team setup, you can just worry about really honing in one Pokemon to the peak of their ability and do really well with that largely, which I do appreciate. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised they never did a spin-off where it's just you focusing on like 1 to 2 Pokemon at a time like that. Although I think about it, that would just end up being sort of a gacha game like that Uma Musume thing, wouldn't it? Huh. You know, not for nothing, it would probably do well. This time around, though, if memory serves, I managed to squeak through pretty cleanly. Helps that I got the Mega Evolution pretty quick in there. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, that was a complete turnaround victory compared to the last one. That's all ranks done with Blaze, for now. Congratulations! In commemoration of the victory of your Blaze in the Master Rank of the Coolness Contest, I present this ribbon, and thus you get a ribbon for your Pokemon for maxing out a given contest. And of course, someone is in the green room. Gee, I wonder who it could be. Kyle! You did it! You did it! You won your first Master Rank contest! Ah, it's truly incredible! That's it, I can't wait, I've got to do it! Wait for me, everyone's idol contest star! That's right, you're going to take Master Rank by storm, Kyle! It's only a matter of time, I know it! That splendid Inferno you used in the contest spectacular. I couldn't tear my eyes away. Oh, that's it, I've got to work even harder. If we do our best, we may stand on stage together someday. See you later. So she's not joking. The ultimate goal of the contest spectaculars, in terms of just getting a reward from it, is to clear every single one of the master ranks and then eventually actively go up against her in them. With that said, how you do that will really depend on your own playstyle or what Pokemon you're using. Ah, you there. Could you spare a moment? Sure. The portrait here upon this wall. It is of your Pokemon who just managed to win its way through the Master Rank, is it not? Splendid! You see, I'm the curator of the Lily Cove Museum. This portrait of your Pokemon, such life, such vitality. I would love to have such a masterpiece in our museum's collection as well. Please come visit us to view it in the museum proper. I look forward to seeing your continued contest success. So this is a thing that's a carryover from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Upon clearing a Master Rank, the most recent winner is put in a frame in the contest hall itself, and these are the fans I was talking about last time. I think they start showing up after you've cleared maybe Hyper Rank, but I think it might just be Master Rank as well. They'll give you berries and various other items tied to them to help just boost you along in other categories. But this is where how you handle the contests can greatly diverge. Namely, since we need to clear all 5 Master Ranks, you can either do it all in one Pokemon, the Cosplay Pikachu for instance is really good for that, or you can do it across multiple Pokemon. Technically speaking, doing it across one Pokemon does have an advantage, namely, whatever rank you clear up to with one Pokemon on a contest type, they can immediately access in the other categories. So even though he doesn't have the move set or the stats for it at the moment, Blaze can technically go enter the Master Rank of the other 4 categories. But because of how I built my team up, I decided to actively just have each of them go through a Master Rank of their own, but that does mean I need to clear upwards of 4 other contests with them on top of that. So, up here now that we have a painting of Blaziken over in the contest hall, we can also come over here to see them listed alongside 2 other victors within the same contest type. There is something tied to this technically, but I actively don't go for it, but I will talk about it later on in the LP once we're actively done with the contests, just to kind of have it as a final note for this whole deal. So at this point, I'm actively back in Mauville City. You might be wondering why. Well, I mentioned earlier in the LP that there's a TM I forgot to grab here. In the middle of grabbing other moves that I might need for future contests, I decided to go grab it now. In specific, come over to this specific apartment, go onto the balcony, and it's right here on this specific one. This is the move U-turn. This isn't the strongest move in the world, but it has one really good secondary effect in that it does damage and then immediately swaps the user out. So in the case you're, say, using a Pokemon that's low on HP or defense, you just want them to get a quick hit in to do a status effect or something like that and then do something else, that's a pretty good way to do that. There's a couple of other moves that have a similar effect of different types, but U-turn is notably a bug type, I believe. Next up, over at the Dewford Hall over in Dewford Town, if we talk to this NPC, we can get Sludge Bomb, which has a pretty good power stat. And has like a 1 in 3 chance of inflicting a poison status ailment, which can be pretty handy. That one's pretty good to grab for contests, as it has 2 appeal and does 1 jamming, but it badly will startle Pokemon that the audience has high expectations of, which can go a long way really quickly. On top of that, you can use it in a move combination with Sludge to double the normal appeal if used the next turn. And I think if you use it after Sludge, it just gains you an additional 2 appeal points. So if you're looking for a good move to use in the tough category, it could go a lot worse than that. I'm looking through these moves, though, because at this point, I'm changing my movesets around on other Pokemon on my team to put them through their 4 contest ranks that I'm putting them into. But I'm not going to show the entire process of that, because that would just take another 2 or 3 parts on its own that we really don't need to see. I'm just going to skip into the point where I clear the final contest with the final Pokemon I needed to put through them. And then just showcase my movesets and whatever items I had them hold for them from there, just to help smooth out the process. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later, here we are. I have just cleared the master rank of the beauty contest with Chris, so now I've cleared all 5 master ranks. And because of that, once again, someone's going to be looking for us in the green room. Surprise, surprise. So let's just fluff our hair up a little bit, I suppose, and head on over to see Lizia again, probably. You're not Lizia. It's me, Chaz the Awesome! No Lizia today. Too bad for you. But try not to look so disappointed. Sheesh. Guess it's too bad for you too, Marjorie. You missed your chance to see Ali, huh? Lizia's spending all her time practicing moves with Ali lately. She's waiting for you to win all the Master Rank contests. For you to become a real contest star. She says she wants to become better than ever, so she can do her best performance together with you. That's why she's trying so hard. She's practically never here anymore. She looks like she's having a lot of fun when she's practicing, though. I guess she wants to show you something that'll knock your socks off. Honestly, I really wanted it to be me. But if you can't win all the Master Rank contests, you'll never be able to stand toe-to-toe with Lizia. But you already know that, huh? Me, I'll never be able to stand toe-to-toe with her. Cheer up, Marjorie. You're my sweet and adorable girl, and that's why I'll never ever make you do a toughness contest. I can't make a cutie like you try to increase your toughness. No way. I'm still the best rival for Lizia. I'm not wrong about that, but it doesn't mean that, well, that you haven't got a part to play too. So, you know, just take this and give it your all. Marjorie, could you open the box? This is how I can tell I edited this part a bit longer ago than the next couple, as I'm actively wrong from what I said earlier. We haven't cleared all the Master Ranks yet. This is after, I think, the 2nd Master Rank clear, maybe the 3rd? Chaz will occasionally show up, be a little envious, and give you some items, and he'll do this even after you clear all the Master Ranks, too. Not too often, but hey, helps pick up some stuff, I suppose. Lizia's not the type to care about beating somebody else or whatever. The point is that the contest lets you show off how fantastic your Pokémon are. Guess I'm saying, well, I'm behind you too. Thanks? And in this jump cut, I believe I have now actively beaten the final contest. I ended off with Kenny in the cuteness contest. And thus, once again, somebody is in the green room. Lizia this time for real? Hey! You did it! You did it! You did it! You beat all the Master Rank contests! Amazing! You were so amazing! I don't have enough words to congratulate you. It's just brilliant, Kyle! You know, I've scouted a lot of trainers for contests. Of course, they've all been great, but Kyle, you're really something special. It's not just because you're the 100th person I scouted either. It's like you've got something no one else has. I really want to know what that something is. Idol versus Star, a serious, spectacular battle. The next time you take part in a Master Rank contest, Kyle, Allie and I will take part too. We won't lose to you. I've been doing my best as a contest idol for a long time together with Allie. And I'm gonna use everything I've got against you, Kyle. If you and I appear in a contest spectacular together, the fans will love it. Most importantly, it'll be really, really, really fun. No holding back. Let's both give it our all. And thus we enter the final arc of the contest spectaculars, sort of. You want something? Where were you? You want to know where I've been? Well, duh, I've been getting ready so I can stand on stage with you. Allie and I did a ton of special training, so we'll be ready to shine. Alright, that's fine and dandy, but what about your idol job? I'm still keeping up my work as an idol, of course. Just the other day, I filmed a commercial for the Village Sub Combo in the TV Mauville studios. It's the taste that you know invite the whole world. Village Sub Combo now at the Mauville food court. Have you seen it? No, but that's because I don't really watch TV in these games. So just to showcase, these are the movesets I actively brought in for everyone going into their contests. Blaze was the focus of the cool contest, Dove for the clever, Boomba for the tough, Kenny for the cute, and Chris for the beauty. Meanwhile, Mortis, I kind of just played around with. I didn't really end up using them for any of the contests. I kind of planned to potentially use them for the tough contest, but I ultimately decided on Boomba instead, and that's just kind of how things played out there. But now it's time for our final challenge, beating Lizia in any of the Master Rank contests. And frankly, this gets rough. I briefly mentioned last time the various ranges of the stats you'll encounter using the cool contest as an immediate example. But Lizia, in any contest you go into, will radically outpace any of them as opponents. Heck, to compare, you can run into Chaz and Macherie in the beauty and cuteness contests. Macherie's beauty stat is 175, and her cute stat is 180. But in every single contest, Lizia and her ally have a stat of over 360, which isn't even possible, I think, by player standards. So not only do you need your main stat for whatever contest it is to be maxed, you're really going to want to have the adjacent stats maxed out, like beauty and toughness here for cool, so that you have the best advantage you can going in. Also worth noting, Lizia is going to have an Altaria Knight, so if she actively gets the hype meter filled, Ally is going to Mega Evolve into Mega Altaria, which could make things even worse for you. Notably, there are some other opponents who have some notably high stats in Master Rank. In specific, I'm looking at the chart here. Julia, with her Wobbuffet named Elizabeth, has a beauty stat of 256, which is technically not possible, but a lot easier to surmount over than Lizia's 378, 388, 388, 378, or 368 specifically. Those numbers being for coolness, beauty, cuteness, cleverness, and toughness specifically, by the way. There's also the matter of her movesets, because not only does she have just generally good moves, she has good combos to work off with as well. In the coolness contest, she'll have Outrage, Aerial Ace, Dragon Dance, and Tailwind. In the beauty contest, she'll have Dazzling Gleam, Round, Mist, and Draco Meteor. In cuteness, she'll have Disarming Voice, Growl, Hone Claws, and Attract. In cleverness, she'll have Natural Gift, Power Snap, Sing, and Dream Eater. And over in toughness, she'll have Earthquake, Takedown, Giga Impact, and Aerial Ace. Worth noting, the latter two there, Sing and Aerial Ace for those two movesets are actively different types than the others, because notably, Sing is a cute type move surrounded by clever moves, and Aerial Ace is a cool type move surrounded by tough type moves. She is a rough opponent no matter what, but because of that specific situation there, those could be considered easier movesets to get around, but if memory serves, Sing into Dream Eater is a move combo, so she has a good way around that anyway. There's only really one other opponent that can be as dangerous as Lizia, but even then, I don't think he technically spawns in until after you've beaten her. In specific, after you beat Lizia, there's a chance that in the Master Rank Beauty contests, Wallace will show up with his Milotic, with a beauty stat of 320. Aqua Tail, Blizzard, Round, and Aqua Ring. I think there's dialogue for that specific event, but I didn't feel like farming out him potentially showing up, especially at a point in the LP where I was getting radically tired of playing and recording the game, because at this point we are quickly approaching 100 hours. If maybe I had done this before the Battle Maison, that may have been different, but because of how I did things, that's just how I felt at the end of the day. Future Me will probably put the dialogue for that cutscene on screen, though, because I could probably find versions of that online in some form just to mention what the dialogue is. If there's one piece of advice I have against Lizia, though, it's try your best to avoid her Mega Evolving. If you have to sacrifice Mega Evolving yourself just to give the other two opponents the potential hype meter, it's worth it, because in my experience, Lizia Mega Evolving Ally into Mega Altaria, it's not a guaranteed loss, but you're at such a disadvantage there because of Altaria's absurdly high stats here, where you're in a really bad state if that happens, unless you counter almost immediately. And just to showcase, let's see just how close we were to actively losing that all the same, because it is very, very easy to do so. And, ooh, that's pretty close still. If I hadn't maxed out my two adjacent contest stats, that would have been a loss immediately. But that's it. We've won every Master Rank contest, and we finished off Lizia herself, so let's go see her in the green room one last time. I lost. Kyle, you and your Pokemon have already gone beyond our reach. You were totally amazing out there, and you've got tons of fans, too. You're a force to be reckoned with. I said the other day that I wonder what made you so special. I think I've got a better idea now what it is. See, it's probably because you don't do just contests, Kyle. You're out there filling your Pokedex, taking on Pokemon gyms, and all kinds of other things. You and your Pokemon shared all of those experiences. That's why you can show off the real appeal of your Pokemon better than any one of us can. I've started thinking that I should do the same. Gyms and Pokedex and all. My. If that's the case, then I'll be your rival in each of those as well. Oh, Chaz, did you come to say congratulations too? Would I do that? I still don't see that this little squirt has anything special in the way of skills. I might beat you myself one of these days, Lizia, and then I'd be just as good. The only reason I'm here is to tell this upstart to watch out because I'm next. Marjorie, would you open the box? Tell me to stay the hell away from you? Damn, man. Oh, well, now you're just giving me mixed messages. That's a pretty delicious berry, probably. Now that's good stuff. That's the main reason I did all this. Truth is, you're happy he won, huh? But if you really want to beat me, then that means I have to beat all the Master Rank contests I know. I've decided to put Marjorie in the toughness contest. Marjorie is cute, and even if she gets tougher, she'll always be cute. She's my adorable Marjorie, after all. Seems like she wants to try it out. When I watched Kyle winning contest after contest like that, I realized it was time to let go of my stupid hang-ups. Chaz, that's... Anyway, since we decided to go for it, me and Marjorie are going all out in toughness training from now on. We'll challenge gyms and do whatever it takes. We're headed for some strength training right after this, in fact. Hey, Chaz, it's workout time. Yo, yes, sir. We'll be right there, Brawly, sir. Ah, it's you. I didn't know you knew Chaz. I've never watched a contest before, but if you and Chaz are in it, I should watch at least one contest. Okay, Chaz, let's go. Yes, sir. I'm going to get tougher, and then I'll come back. So please wait for me, Ali. I've been acting like a fool. I thought just being near you was all I needed to be happy, but... We're each other's fast rivals, right? So let's put everything into it. That's what Marjorie said, that sweet girl of mine. Yes, give it your all. Don't stop till you drop. That's what Allie wants to say. Right, Allie? You two understand what Pokemon are saying? That's incredible. Okay, now we're really leaving. That Chaz, he's a pretty good guy after all. Now it's time you let me give you a little something too. This marks the final chapter in the brilliant story of Kyle. A light that never dies. The glittering contest star. Here, use this to brighten up your life. It's a special gift for a fantastic contest star. And for that, we get a base decoration that I'll never show off. I'm so glad you're the one I scouted that day, Kyle. I'm so glad I'm a contest idol. I really hope you're as happy as I am about making it this far. I'm going to keep trying hard at different things, and then I'm going to evolve the contest scene into something even greater than it is now. So I'm going to count on you to help Mr. Number 1 Star in Hoenn. And before we leave, one more set of dialogue from her if we talk to her. Impressive contest skills. Kyle, I've got to tell my uncle about making friends with a star like you. He's great at contests and battling too. Her uncle is Wallace, hence the hair and the posing. So I guess it's family related. Next up, we're going to take care of some little optional side events that don't actively do anything, but I just want to show off. Notably, next up, we're actively at Mauville City's rooftop, because if we take a look at this tower on the side, Hi, Winona. Why are you up there?
Young'un, take a good look at that. What could have gotten into our Winona? Standing there way up high, feeling the wind in her hair.
So fun fact, this group of footage right here where I'm showcasing these events is actually the last thing I recorded in the LP when I was just checking off some things on my checklist. But I edited them in a place that just made more sense for the flow. Next up, we're back at Lily Cove City's department store, as if we go up to the 5th floor, we're going to find another familiar set of characters actively doing something. Hello there. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice too. All right, get as many as you want. When we're done shopping, we have to go back to the lab. Hey, Lisa, this is cool too. Look, Tate, this is cute too. You two aren't listening to me, are you? What's going on here? Oh, hello. You must be the champion. I'm a staff member at the Moss Deep Space Center. We're looking for the key to unlock space travel for the human race. We've asked for help from Lisa and Tate because their psychic powers may hold some hints, but they're too young to understand the importance of scientific research. So I'm buying them some toys to butter them up. I mean, that seems like an uphill battle, guy, but, I mean, hey, if they can help, I mean, maybe they can help. Be kind of neat if they actually end up ever doing, like, a Legends Hoenn in some way. We actually get to see them maybe a little more in tune with their psychic powers, more like Sabrina could be. So at this point, we're actively looking at the battle box over here in the Pokemon boxes. Why? Because I'm storing away a majority of my team, and then grabbing various Pokemon from my boxes. Because in order to do the next thing I want to do in the LP, I need to have a Pokemon that is level 100, the maximum level. And while I'm doing that, I figured I might as well actively bring some other Pokemon along just to gain level ups and evolve them just to better fill out my Pokedex. Not that I'm really worrying about that, but I figured might as well for the sake of it, you know? There are several decently good ways to grind experience to get to level 100 in the game. I personally like to do the few trainers up near Route 111, up towards the deserts, and then head over to the giant route east of Fort Tree, all the way over to the Safari Zone just about. As there's enough trainers you can rematch along the way that by the time you finish both routes, the ones in the area you started in will have respawned largely, and then you can just continuously do that over and over again. Though I do recommend having saved your rare candies for this, as that way you could just feed them all into a Pokemon that get like to level 90 or so and get level 100 a lot more quickly doing that. But it again will largely depend on what you've done in the game to begin with. On top of that, you can also just look at the various trainers you can rematch using the Trainer's Eye whenever there's a white dot on the Trainer Eye map that's someone you can rematch. Being able to rematch gym leaders would have been handy for this, but again, like I covered earlier in the LP, for some reason you just can't rematch gym leaders in this game for some reason, despite them being listed in the Trainer's Eye. That never really made sense to me, but shrugs. Also, at this point, I have returned all the Pokemon I used in the contests to their prior movesets, although in a lot of cases I'll actively keep the held item from the Battle Maison and all that on them just to help them ahead of what we have towards the end of the LP coming up. What I especially really like about a lot of the trainers on the routes I mentioned is that several of them will have ace trainers or other trainers that have upwards of 3 to 4 Pokemon at a time, which as they get higher and higher leveled means more and more levels for the Pokemon you're either trying to level up to reach level 100 with, or Pokemon you're leveling up along the way to help them evolve and do anything like that. I believe, showcase my boxes coming up next time just to showcase what evolved and all that. But towards the end of the LP anyway, I'll take a good look at my Pokedex just to show you what we're looking at so far in the game. Which is going to be a little bit weird in some regards, I won't lie, because of something I end up doing next part just to showcase everything we really can in the game with the exception of the Garchompite. But I'll save that topic for next time. Let's just say it's pretty in tone with what I did to showcase things back in Fire Red and in Soul Silver. But that said, more directly worth noting, at this point in the LP, we finally have an active end part count, as the entire LP has had its base footage editing done at this point. So we're down to the nitty-gritty at this point. This LP will be done in the very near future. And hopefully with it being done, my upload schedule will be able to return to being what it was prior, because it really has fallen apart since this LP started. Which, again, apologies for that, but this LP's been a lot of work. So, the evolutions here are actually going to be the only new Pokemon we have this part. First off, Clink is going to evolve into its evolution, Clang. Clang still is a steel type with either plus, minus, or clear body for its abilities. In evolving at level 38, it actively just gains a notable boost to its stats. Notably, it's now a really good mixed defender with a priority towards special defense and an okay physical attack stat. Not at full potential yet, of course, because it needs to evolve into a Kling Clang for that in several levels, but it largely does pretty good. Next up, there's Croconaw, the evolution of Totodile at level 18, one of the later evolving starters, actually, for their first phase. Torrent or Sheer Force for its ability, still up here water type, decent physical Pokemon, good physical attack, good physical defense. The rest of its stats aren't bad, but they're nothing super special at the same time. But again, it's a middle stage evolution of a starter. They usually don't really shine until their third tier. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 42, we go see why I needed to grind to level 100. See you guys then!